All right, everybody, welcome out to Wayne's World. I do know I have two people out there watching. One is watching on YouTube and is Laza, all the way over in Brisbane, Australia. Good day, mate. The other pretty lady is all the way over in Thailand. That's right, it is PJ out there, guys. I'm going to throw your comments up really quick. And Laza says, Good day, all greetings from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Also, PJ says, Hi, Greg. Hi, everyone. So, that is that. I do know Laza is watching on YouTube, which I do appreciate that. Normally have somebody that watches. Hang on, let me turn this voice thing off. Hold on. All right, now, that might be a little better. It had a little echo in it. Anyway, I was on Twitch. I don't know exactly what happened. About 15, 20 minutes ago, I put the little, or 30 minutes ago, whatever it was, did the little thing where you advertise on all the channels and all that kind of thing, and it popped up saying Twitch wasn't connected. So I went to connect, and it wouldn't do it. It said the name didn't exist. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's messed up. I don't know. So I got out my passwords and everything, and it was exactly the way it has been. And it won't let me connect. So I'm not on Twitch tonight. Normally I got somebody out there on Twitch that watches. But anyway, I'm hoping they'll join me on Wayne's World or YouTube or one of the other ones, Twitter or whatever. And it is what it is. But anyway, um, we have had one heck of a day today. Busy at work. Got home on time. However, after I ate and took a bath, I was going to shave and everything, and I ended up not shaving. And I finally finished. Almost had it finished last week, matter of fact. The thing on Jimmy Hart in the WWE. That's what we're going to discuss tonight. Got the video done. It's not exactly perfect, but it's as close as I can get it. 'Cause I was tired and I'm trying to do stuff, and my brain don't work right. But anyway, so last Thursday, the main reason I didn't do the second part wasn't because I didn't have it finished. That had a lot to do with it, but that wasn't all that happened. I had a little small dirt wagon, dirt trailer, I call it, that I bring dirt home with on occasion. And since I got my new truck and had the transmission redone and all that, I hadn't had a chance to do it. So I said, well, ain't no big deal. I can take it over and drive it right through the yard and raise it up and dump it and be done with it and be in the house, get all the stuff finished and be able to do everything. Well, as it turns out, I had a crappy day at work. The dirt that I loaded was somewhat moist, so time I hit all the bumps and everything and got home, it was packed in there. It wasn't great dirt anyway, but it wasn't dry. So it was it was packed in. So I get home and I go to pull it across the yard, and I go to turn back around to dump it where I want to dump it. And the grandbabies and stuff and the next door neighbor's kids and all that were out there playing in the driveway and in the front yard. So I didn't get to, I was going to originally pull up and then back into the yard. But I was like, ain't gonna hurt nothing. So I went ahead and pulled into the yard like a dummy and got stuck. So the trailer lifts up with a battery, a hydraulic pump. So I was, well, ain't no big deal. I'll just unhook the truck and not unhook the truck, but hook the battery up and go ahead and raise it up and dump it here. And I should be able to pull out and get out with no problem. Well, that didn't happen. I ended up getting stuck. I raised it up. Yes, thank you very much, Laza. I haven't slept a whole lot either. Um, I sleep, but I don't sleep. It's not peaceful sleep. But anyway, um, so I went to hook my battery up, got that hooked up, went to raise it up, it wouldn't go up. I'm like, I know the battery is not dead. It's a great big ass battery, and I know I charged it before I left work, and it ain't been hooked up, so there's no way the battery is dead. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get this bed to raise up. Finally, I don't know, maybe it just had a bad connection or something or what. I don't know. All of a sudden it started working. So I'm like, all right, good. So it raises all the way up, maybe two wheelbarrows, small wheelbarrows, fell out. That was it. All the rest of it was stuck. So I'm out there in the dark, and I'm trying to rake all this dirt out and everything. I'm trying to get my truck unstuck because I have to go to work the next morning, and it just didn't happen. So I came in the house and came up real quick and grabbed my phone and said, okay, no show tonight. And I didn't really leave no explanation or anything like that. So with that being said, that's the main reason I didn't do it last week. I was dirty. I was exhausted. I was filthy. I didn't had mud and dirt all over me. So that's another reason because I went and took a bath. And like I said, it just didn't happen. But anyway, that is what it is, and things like that do happen in life, and you expect the unexpected, as Randy Hales always says. Just so everybody knows, I'm drinking Dr. Pepper tonight. I'm not drinking beer or Downtown Bruno's apple juice. But anyway, it is good to see everybody out there. And Laza says, sounds like Smokey and the Bandit scene. Sorta, sorta, but not really. Anyway, I'm gonna get these ads and stuff out of the way real quick. Then we'll get into the Jimmy Hart thing because I have to load that. When we get done, just give me the comments and stuff. Tell me what you think of it. Now, TJ, you're going to get a kick out of this because when I try to pronunciate the Jumping Bomb Angels' names, I did not get it exactly right. However, it was pre-recorded. I could have went back and tried to splice it in, but it would have sounded horrible. So I did get close. But anyway, here's one of the ads, guys. If y'all like to be a professional wrestler, it is NetPro Studios out there, guys. If you live near Northeast Tennessee and dream about becoming a professional wrestler, you are invited to train at NetPro Studio Professional Wrestling School in the beautiful Bobby Eaton Arena. Training for men and women ages 18 and up is on Sundays 1 to 5 p.m., Monday through Thursdays 6 to 10 p.m. That's right, 20 hours of in-ring training opportunity every week. Coaches Dangerous Dan Matthews and TNA's Crazy Steve will personalize your pro wrestling training according to your fitness goals, previous experience, and current skills. No prior experience or appointment is required. Just show up, pay, and get started. NetPro Studios is conveniently located at 100 Emory Lane, Kingsport, Tennessee, 37660. For more information, follow NetPro Studio Professional Wrestling School on Facebook and Instagram. Or better yet, give NetPro Studio a call at 1-423-398-5014 today. You can also email for information netprostudio@gmail.com. All right, guys, there is that one. That's one out of the way. Matter of fact, Laza the other morning sent me a text, and he was asking about books and different things that I may have read or has not read. We also have breaking news, so to speak. It's all over the media. We've had a couple of wrestlers pass away. Ole Anderson, which was, I believe, one of the Four Horsemen original, passed away. Also, I forget the man's name, but his wrestling name was Virgil. He was up in the WWE with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He passed away. I think he passed away at 61, and I think Ole was 82, I think. I'm not positive of that. But anyway, that is two guys that did pass away. I was going to download their pictures and stuff and put all that up, but I was going to do the breaking news, graphic and all that crap, but I decided not to. But anyway, the next little thing is we talk about books and stuff, and Laza had asked me about what books I've seen or read or whatever, and I told him about Randy Hale's book. It's a pretty good book. The last chapter I cried on. And also read both of Dutch Mantell's books. He's supposed to be coming out with a third, but I don't know if he's actually working on it or not. And that's outside of Jerry Jarrett's book, the development of TNA or whatever it was that he wrote. that was the other book that I read. Now, I do have other books and stuff that I don't really use for reference, but I do have other wrestling books and stuff like Bret Hart, one of his books. I started reading it, but I did not finish it. Matter of fact, I haven't picked it up in over a year. But I've got several wrestling books and stuff that my dad had, and I'm not a real avid reader. I just, once I read something, if it catches my attention, I try to read, and then as soon as I lose the attention of it, I put it down. I may not pick it up for another year. But anyway, Laza says, R.I.P. Soul Train Jones, Virgil Vincent, and rest in peace. And he also says, Ole Anderson, rest in peace. And praying for y'all guys, praying for the family, I'm sure. And any friends and relatives or family that, on either side, both sides, whatever, we do send our prayers and condolences. But anyway, we are going to get into the next thing, which is Randy Hale's book. And here's the ad for that, guys, real short and sweet.
Living the Dream, Memphis Wrestling, The Randy Hale Story, is available now at randyhalesmemphiswrestling.com.
All right, and that is the ad for Randy Hale's book. Don't forget on Monday nights, guys, at 7 o'clock, he's on Facebook, memphiswrestling.com, and a whole bunch of other stuff, YouTube and everything else is Randy does. On Monday night, it is the Power Hour. It is the Power Pro Watch Along. Also on Tuesday nights, he does Talking Memphis Wrestling and has guests and stuff. And on the Spiriatic, how'd you like that word? Spiriatic, not sporadic, but Spiriatic. The Randy Hill Show. He's liable to do that at any time and just go freaking nuts. But anyway, here is the thing for Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South. This is when he was in WWF. That was before it was WWE. And this is from 85 through 93. So here we go. It's about 10 minutes long, guys, so enjoy. Here it is. Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, Part 2. World Wrestling Federation, the WWF, from 1985 through 1993. In 1985, Hart's friend Hillbilly Jim recommended him to WWF owner Vince McMahon, who hired him. He was nicknamed the Mouth of the South due to his loose-lipped style, often augmented by his trademark megaphone, which he used to instruct and encourage his protégés, to discourage and annoy opponents and announcers, especially Gorilla Monsoon. He also used it as a weapon. Hart's first acquisition in the WWF was Greg the Hammer Valentine. Valentine was the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion who Hart managed at WrestleMania. After Valentine lost the Intercontinental Heavyweight title to Tito Santana, Hart briefly co-managed the Dream Team, Valentine and Beefcake, until he was phased out and gave full control to luscious Johnny Valiant. At WrestleMania, Hart also managed King Kong Bundy as he defeated S.D. Jones. Hart later traded Bundy's contract to Bobby the Brain Heenan for the Missing Link and Adrian Adonis. He helped the latter to establish his adorable Adrian gimmick. Hart also managed Jim the Anvil Neidhart. 1985 also marked the appearance of the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart. Jimmy Hart teamed him up with Jim the Anvil Neidhart to form the Hart Foundation. On January 26, 1987, Hart guided the Hart Foundation to the WWF World Tag Team titles, which they won from the British Bulldogs. Disgraced referee turned wrestler Danny Davis, also managed by Jimmy Hart. In 1985, Hart took the Funk family under his wing. The Funks included Terry and Hoss Funk, as well as their kayfabe brother, Jimmy Jack Funk, who was Jesse Barr. Hart wrestled on house shows with the Funks. On July 12, 1986, Hart won a battle royal to receive $50,000 at Madison Square Garden. Honky Tonk Man turned heel, Hart became his manager. In this position, Hart was nicknamed the Colonel, in reference to Colonel Tom Parker, the manager of Elvis Presley. With Hart in his corner, the Honky Tonk Man captured the Intercontinental Heavyweight title from Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on June 2, 1987. He held it until August of 1988. During that time, the Honky Tonk Man feuded with Randy Savage and his manager, Miss Elizabeth. The Colonel moniker stuck with him for years, even after the Honky Tonk Man departed the company in early 1991. At WrestleMania 3, Hart was involved in 3 matches and took some incredible bumps during the show. His first appearance was with adorable Adrian Adonis, who fought Rowdy Roddy Piper. Then came the 6-man tag match pitting the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis against the Bulldogs and Tito Santana. Jimmy Hart's third appearance on the show was when the Honky Tonk Man fought Jake the Snake Roberts, who had rock legend Alice Cooper in his corner. Following that match, Hart was left alone in the ring, where Roberts and Cooper teamed up to terrorize him with Roberts' pet snake, Damien. Also in 1987, Hart managed the WWF Women's Tag Team Champions, Judy Martin and Leilani Kai, known as the Glamour Girls. Martin and Kai mostly feuded with the Japanese team, the Jumping Bomb Angels, Norio Tatino and Atazuki Yamazaki. Hart was named Pro Wrestling Illustrators Manager of the Year in 1987, an award he won again in 1994. At WrestleMania 4, Hart received a haircut from Brutus the Barber Beefcake after interfering in the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match between Beefcake and the Honky Tonk Man, helping the Honky Tonk Man retain the title by getting disqualified. While the Hart Foundation fired Hart as a manager and turned babyface in 1988. Hart managed the fabulous Rougeau brothers to feud with the former team. The angle was that Hart still retained the managerial rights to his former team and gave a portion of it to the Rougeaus, giving them the right to appear at ringside whenever the Hart Foundation wrestled. At SummerSlam 1988, Hart accompanied Demolition and Mr. Fuji to help retain their WWF Tag Team titles against the Hart Foundation. Axe used Hart's megaphone as a foreign object to strike Bret in the head and secure the victory. In 1989, Hart brought Dino Bravo into his stable after the departure of Frenchie Martin. Then, at a push-up contest between the Ultimate Warrior and Bravo, Hart and Bravo invited a large, 460-pound man from the audience, later known as Earthquake, into the ring to sit on the contestants' backs. Predictably, the large man was planted in the audience by Hart and Bravo, and they eventually teamed up against the Warrior. In 1990, Hart groomed Earthquake to be the man to beat Hulk Hogan. Hart continued his war with the former tag team, the Hart Foundation. In 1990, he combined his protégés Honky Tonk Man and Greg Valentine into the short-lived team of Rhythm and Blues, though they had teamed previously as themselves when facing the Hart Foundation at WrestleMania 5. In 1991, he managed the Nasty Boys to defeat the Hart Foundation for the WWF World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania 7, this time using a motorbike helmet as a weapon. When the Nasty Boys lost their title to the Legion of Doom at SummerSlam in 1991, Hart sent the Natural Disasters, a team formed out of Earthquake and his former opponent, Typhoon, formerly known as Tugboat, to dispose of the new champions. When the Disasters failed, Hart formed a new team in the early 1992, Money Incorporated, composed of Hart's protégés, IRS, and the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase. Money Incorporated defeated the LOD. Their title win led to the split between Hart and the Natural Disasters, who as faces feuded with Money Incorporated and exchanged the tag team titles twice in 1992. Their biggest match came at WrestleMania 8, when Money Incorporated retained their titles by leaving the ring and forcing a countout. In 1991, Hart also brought in the Mountie, who had a short reign as Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion in early 1992 after defeating Bret Hart on January 17th, then losing it just 2 days later to Roddy Piper at the Royal Rumble. A few months earlier, the Mountie feuded with the Big Boss Man, who was the law and order in the WWF. Their feud culminated in a match at SummerSlam where the loser, in this case the Mountie, had to spend the night in a New York jail. Late in 1992, Money Incorporated regaining the tag team titles from the Natural Disasters led to the Nasty Boys turning on their manager, as he had repeatedly substituted them for Money Incorporated in title matches. Hart broke with Money Incorporated early 1993 and turned face when the team attacked Brutus the Barber Beefcake. In this storyline, Hart, conscious of Beefcake's extensive facial injuries from a real-life parasailing accident 3 years prior, which required extensive reconstructive surgery to Beefcake's face and all but ended his full-time career. He felt that his team went too far and tried to stop them. Hart even went as far as to cover an unconscious Beefcake with his own body to stop them from doing more harm. Beefcake's longtime friend Hulk Hogan came out the following week and expressed gratitude to Hart for his characteristic heroic action. He managed both Beefcake and Hogan, who at WrestleMania 9 lost to Money Incorporated by disqualification. Later in the show, Hart for the first time would be the manager of the WWF World Heavyweight Champion when Hogan accepted an impromptu challenge by Mr. Fuji, the manager of the new champion Yokozuna, who had just defeated Bret Hart for the belt. Hogan would defeat the 505-pound new champion in a short match at King of the Ring. Hart was in Hogan's corner as he lost the WWF World Heavyweight title back to Yokozuna. This appearance was Hart's last in the WWF as he, Beefcake, and Hogan all departed the company. All right, guys, that is the WWE part of it. Tell me what y'all think about that little video and everything. I am going to get caught up on the comments. Excuse me. Lazo says, Jimmy Hart did well in the corner of the Honky Tonk Man. Yes, he did. He also says hello to PJ. He says, good day, PJ. PJ says, first thing I could recognize him was when I was a kid with his jacket with the Wrestlers on it. I remember that. I'm not a kid, but I remember that. Laza also says, Rhythm and Blues. Remember that tag team combination. PJ says, I forgot. The Nasty Boys were in the WWF before. And Al Tuttle joins us out there, guys. And he says, hello, Greg and PJ. And I'm sure he's talking about everybody. Tell everybody hello. And PJ, quite naturally, she replied to him. He says, hi, Al. So there we are. And then Lazo says WWFT. I'm not real sure what that means. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about that, guys. It was short and sweet, so to speak, but I worked my rear end off on it, trying to get the pictures and get everything timed and get everything just close as I can get it. My biggest thing is trying to pronunciate, because when I try to pronunciate, my teeth and my mind and eyes and everything don't go the same like they're supposed to, and I screw up and go blah, 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 and I'll fumble through it. Then I have to start all over, or try to stop it and then pick back up, which is what I did on one of them because it was horrible. It was somewhere around... let's see, where was it? If I can remember it, whatever it was hard for me to pronunciate. Culminated. That word, culminated. And I got all the way through that whole thing, almost to the end. And I said, their feud and I just screwed it all up, so I had to start all over on that. But anyway, next week, we are going to talk about the World Championship Wrestling, WCW, 94 through 2001. And then we're going to talk about the independent circuit, 2002 to present. And then, depending on how well that goes, we're going to, depending on how long it is, I'm hoping all this is just because they're both rather short. And then also TNA when he was there, 2003 to 2011, and then on the very tail end, if I'm not mistaken, this is another one. It's not real long, thank goodness. The second part was extremely long. His return to the WWE, 2011 to present, and then of course he has his book that was out, The Mouth of the South. It was released November 18th, 2004. I did not even know he had a book out. But anyway, and Jimmy also appeared in Life for Sale, a YouTube series. I did not know that either. Whoever Benjamin Mala is, that was the lead of the series. I have no idea who that is. Then, somewhere I'm going to get all this stuff put together. It talks about his music, his television appearances, and movie appearances. And then he talks about his championships and accomplishments, which is not real far. I'll probably do that part live. But it is very interesting. And the list of credits and links and everything else is ungodly. It's pages after pages after pages. But anyway, hope everybody out there enjoyed that, guys. That's what that was all for. It was for fun, and I worked my tail end off on it. Hope you enjoyed the little video, because I think that went a lot better than me trying to click pictures and produce it and do everything all together and try to read and stop and do this and do that and go back and forth. Because it is a little difficult to do by yourself, especially considering I do not pronunciate very well. That and I'm tired. I do all this and try to get everything put together, and normally on Saturday afternoons up until Sunday when I go to bed, I work on the podcast, trying to do the videos and get everything somewhat put together. Of course, I do sleep Saturday evening. I go to bed, and then I get up Sunday and drink my coffee and stuff, and then come up here and pedal a little bit and do a little more, and then go outside and work on a truck or whatever, and fix something around the house, clean the house, whatever it may be. Scrub at the toilet, you know, like Andy Kaufman. But the thing is I work hard on this, guys. It is my enjoyment, so to speak, because I don't really do anything else. Anyway, like I said, next week we're going to talk about WCW. And depending on how that works out, I've got the independent circuit and nonstop action wrestling, better known as TNA. Then he's going to return to the WWE, and then we're going to go into his music and his television and the movies and all that kind of stuff. I think he was on the TV show Thunder in Paradise, and that was with Hulk Hogan, I believe. But anyway, we'll get into all that later. But anyway, it is what it is. Lazo says, look forward to Jimmy and WCW Part 3. Yes, it will be. And he also says, was typing WWF, you mean, as that was pre-WWE. Correct. WWF was Federation. Quick story right there behind that, just in case anybody don't know, which anybody that does follow wrestling, or not wrestling, but WWF and WWE, you know the story behind the title. I'm not real sure what the hell that means, Al. But I'm going to stick it up here in just a second. WWF stood for World Wrestling Federation. However, there was a World Wildlife Federation, and they had a big dispute and went to court, and the court said, Vince, you have to change your name, because they were here first. So that's why that got changed into WWE. Also, when the steroid scandal and all that stuff broke loose, Vince came out and said that, oh, this is not real, this is all fake, this is entertainment. So that is enhancement drugs. And anyway, that's how he beat the damn scandal, and I think that's bullcrap, but that's beside the point. Money talks and the bullshit walks. But anyway, guys. Scrubbing the toilet, yeah, scrubbing the toilet, yeah. I've got that video somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but anyway, that's what that meant. Okay, I got you. That soap in the toilet. I got you. Scrubbing the toilet. I got it. Made sense. Thank you, Al, for explaining it. Oh, well, something else. I did want to do one other thing, possibly, if I can find it. Let me throw this over here on this other screen. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see if I can find what I'm looking for before I even give it away, because this is funny. Let me check this out. I think that's the one I want. Yes. Yes, that is what I want. That would be funny. La la la. How many of y'all out there have heard of Ray Stevens? I know there's going to be at least one. And I'm trying to find something I think I could do. I'm going to have to work on this one. This would be funny. Oh, yeah, they call him the street. Fastest thing on 2 feet. I don't see that one. Well, yeah, there it is. I can't do the voice on that, though. No, not Cripple Ray Stevens. I'm talking about the comedian singer that did The Streak and Mississippi Squirrel Revival and Ahab the Arab and It's Me Again, Margaret. I was going to do a karaoke song, but I haven't practiced it, so it would be really, really horrible. So I'm not going to punish everybody out there tonight. Take it back off the screen. Anyway, I hope everybody out there has enjoyed it, guys. I have 2 watching on Wayne's World. I do know Laza is one of them. I think PJ clicked over earlier on to YouTube. I've got 2 people on Wayne's World. Al is going to be one of them. And it looks like PJ is probably the other one. So that means she's listening in stereo because she's watching both. But anyway, guys. Do want to make an announcement about something coming up here very, very shortly. I done lost my graphic. Get back on there. Where'd it go? There it is. We have got a show coming up in Millington, guys. I think when I throw this up, I think it'll still be on. My mic will still be on. It is Millington Mayhem 10. It is April 13th of this year. Matter of fact, here very, very shortly in the next month or so, month and a half. It is going to be in Millington, Tennessee at the National Guard Armory. And they are going to have what's called a Mayhem Melee match. It's a 20-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Each man enters at random intervals. The final 2 participants immediately start a one-on-one match. The winner will be crowned the new champion. For more information, go to mayhem10.com. And that's April 13th, guys, of this year. So, got that one out of the way. I got the other one out of the way, and I got Randy Hales out of the way. So, we got all that done. Boom, duh. I love it. But get my chat back and go back and see what we was thinking. And Laza says, I was thinking Ray Stevens, the wrestler. Yeah, I don't know. Just out of curiosity, I wish that would quit opening up on the same screen. Drives me nuts. When you click on a new tab, it still stays on top of everything. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see if I can find it. Because that would be interesting. Ray Stevens, wrestler. See what pops up. Yep, it does pop up. He was active in the late 1950s to the early 1990s. He's Ray the Crippler Stevens, or Ray Blonde Bomber Stevens. So yes, I do have a little bit on him, but it's not a whole lot. His real name was Carl Raymond Stevens. He was born in 1935, September 5th, and he passed away May 3rd, 1996. And it talks about his early life, his early career, and then there's also Wrestling Stories website that has pro wrestling stories, and it talks about him. So there's a little bit of information out there, and it does look like there is some footage of him actually being in WWE, because I see Vince McMahon and Lou Albano and Fred Blassie, Kurt Hennig and Ray Stevens, and that was in '83, January 1st. So there is some information out there on him. I'm actually impressed. Huh. I never even thought about that. I'm glad you said that. Anyway, I will do a story on him after we get done with all this Jimmy Hart stuff. That's cool. That'll give me something to do. That'll add to my stack of everybody I've done over the last year. Now we got 5 people watching. Oh, wonderful. Al Tuttle says, okay, 96, great tag team with him and Nick Bockwinkel. That may have been what they was on, because Nick Bockwinkel was in one of the video things, interview. But anyway, Al Tuttle said thinks he passed away in 97. Whatever it was I just read is when he passed away. But anyway, all right, we've got 3 people watching on Wayne's World. I don't know who all it is. I know we got Al. I know we got PJ. I know Laza and somebody else is on YouTube. But anyway, that is that. So like I said, guys, we are going to do WCW next week in the independent circuit in possibly Total Nonstop Action or TNA. And then we'll shoot back the following week, more than likely, with Return to the WWE. That's really, really short in 2011. And then talking about managerial position of R-Truth and SmackDown Blast from the Past. Heath Slater and Tyson Kidd. Mick Foley, WWE Network, Hogan's Beach, Legends House, and it goes on and on and on, talking about all kind of stuff. Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, WWE Raw is 30th anniversary, and then other media, and then there's music. So there's still a ton of stuff here to cover on Jimmy Hart. I wished I'd have known this before I didn't really look at everything. I wished I had. But I'd already said I would do it, and I'm going to do it and see it through. And that's what we're going to do next week, and then probably the following week, and then we'll get to Ray Stevens. But anyway, I am so glad everybody tuned in out there tonight, guys. Hey, there's Joshy, my son, going to make his debut, matter of fact. I think at the Millington Mayhem out there in Millington. Joshua Wayne checking in, sending hellos from Oakland. He's in Oakland, Tennessee, guys. And anyway, we are fixing to get out of here. And if you happen to miss the show, go back and watch it from the beginning, guys. Mainly just a video part of Jimmy Hart. You ain't got to watch all my carrying on, because I really don't. I'm just goofing off. But anyway, I hope everybody out there had a great day. And for those of you that are in part of the world that are just starting your morning, or has started your morning, and you still got all day to go, have a great day. Again, I want to wish everybody out there very, very safe, and hope everybody out there has a wonderful weekend this weekend. I've got to work, unfortunately. However, the following weekend, I am taking off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've got to have some rest. I've been working for the last 2 months, 6 days a week. And then on Sundays, I piddle around the house and cleaned out my garage and all kind of stuff. So I'll stay busy. Anyway, Laza, thank you very much, buddy. And PJ, thank you. Al, I appreciate you joining me. And Joshy. Anyway, guys, this is Greg Wayne, and I am fixing to get out of here and get ready to go to bed. So we will see everybody later. I am going to do the Monday Night Memories video, and then I'm going to close out the show, and that'll be it, guys. Till next Thursday, we will see you then, guys.
I found a program stuck back in my drawer. till I looked inside. Some are gone, some are still alive. I watched them every Saturday on TV. I couldn't wait till they climbed in the ring. Monday night memories are all I have to remind me of you. Jerry Lawler, he's the king. Austin Idol, superstar Dundee. Handsome Jimmy, he's so cool. Jimmy Hart acted like a silly fool. I watched them every Saturday on TV. I couldn't wait till they climbed in the ring. Monday night memories are all I have to remind me of you. Jackie Fargo said, put up your dukes. The girls thought the fabulous one